Well, this Happy Teachers Day 2020, which Kaleidoscope was a part of, has been a real eye-opener for us. Not because we have been meeting some great educators, we visited some great institutions, but we also came in touch with some socialites of this place called Ahmedabad, the entrepreneurial hub of the country, I would say. There are some of these kind of personalities who have now gone beyond, their steps and their regimes, as we call them, and they have brought some magnificent things for us to know about. And they have educated the educators, I must say. So today we are into a place, a creative space called NetAnalytics. And we were here to meet one of such socialites who actually was a part of the Happy Teachers Day. I was very excited to meet him because whenever we think about this space called IT, our mind starts tingling in a very different manner. So first of all, I will like to welcome you, Abhimanyu, with us. Thanks for joining with us. Believe me, when I was on the way and I was thinking about talking to you and chatting up to you, I was looking at a very senior person with a lot of grey cells and maybe a big beard and mustache. You seem to be very young. So, what has been going on?
So thanks a lot, first of all, Subhajit ji. It's an honor to meet you today, and it's an honor that you are here at NetAnalytics, and you spoke very highly of me. I don't know whether I deserve it or not, but it's very kind of you to speak about me that way. And speaking about the long beard and the hairs, I would say that I am 25 years old and I run a company by the name of NetAnalytics that is based in USA and Ahmedabad, and we have offices in California, Ukraine and Ahmedabad. And we are a company that is into network automation using artificial intelligence.
Wow, that's so nice and very aptly put. But always I have been an engineer in my life before. We call somebody an automobile engineer, and we can imagine a vehicle, a car, or a kind of a new mean machine on the road. You say I'm a FMCG guy, you can visualize and conceptualize what kind of things this guy might be selling. IT seems to be a maze of creative challenges and new things. So what NetAnalytics is therefore going to bring for us?
So I just in one line when I have to explain people what NetAnalytics does is that we don't create products, we create great products. We create products that change the way the whole industry works, and we don't believe in copying. We don't believe in doing things that are always done. We believe in doing things that bring a generational change to the whole industry. And that is what NetAnalytics' basic vision, right from its starting, from the seed level, has been. We are a company whose whole product is based on the AI and ML framework, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning framework. What we basically do is we have basically pioneered the word that is known as ADR, that is anomaly detection and response. So in any network, in a very layman language, so that all our your viewers can also understand that what we basically do is that before, what used to happen is that in any network there used to be a problem, and there are always problems between network operations, right? So what used to happen is that people had to basically find the anomaly, that is known as a problem. In our language we call it an anomaly, and then try to find the root cause, and then try to solve it, and then put it on the documentation. Now this process was a process that was a very time consuming process, and it was a process that was a very cash burning process. So we thought 2 years ago that we need to find a solution to this. So that is also one of the basic vision, and that is also one of the basic culture of NetAnalytics, that we look for problems. We look for problems. and that is what we enjoy. So what we did was right from the basic finding of the anomaly to finding the root cause, to solving it, to putting on a 3D visualized board, front end board. We have automized the whole process through our AI module. So things that used to take days now take seconds, and even before the customer comes to know the problem is solved, and customer comes to know that there was a problem and it even got solved. So that is what we
That
have.
is so amazing. Friends, let me tell you, let me simplify you this thing a little further. What I can understand from Abhimanyu today is, I think what I learned something known as a re-engineering, a Six Sigma, or something which is known as Kaizen. So in the Toyota story, when they were trying to break up the whole manufacturing process and relook at the whole thing, somebody told them that fitting the tires usually takes us 6 minutes in a car. And then they sat down and said that this is not required. Nobody is worried about what time a tire should take to fit in. And then they got those robotic arms and everything to reduce the whole time to 6 nanoseconds to fit the tires. Because Toyota is about everything else, not the tires at the end of the day. And that's how they could, reduce the whole optimization time. And so this is really wonderful, something like this coming into the IT space. I need to today also need to understand this magical thing of the IT industry. What is in this industry about these blue-eyed boys and the young turds that we know of? Because somewhere down the line, although it's not my industry, today in this world you cannot imagine having not heard about someone called Bansals of the Flipkart or the Ravindrans of the Byju's, and these Ola Uber development that is happening. You seem to be getting into a new revolution, and I really wish from our heart that you come into that space very soon. And there is so much of investment that somehow comes in. How does it work in this IT industry?
So first of all, Subhojit ji, first of all, I am someone who never looks at numbers. Money is something that always comes, I believe. Some less, some more. And I am a very firm believer of the fact that how much do we want to eat. Right? That is what COVID has taught all of us. That, COVID has taught us that how much will we eat. So I believe that doing great work will always bring you good things. I believe that making great products, doing things that actually help the basic people, bringing technology that can actually make life more easier. Let me give you an example. The basic regrowth. Apple existed in the times of 70s also. And as we know, for us he is the god, Mr. Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs. He was the guy who basically introduced Apple company to the world. But then after all the issues and all, once he rejoined and all, today at the stage where Apple is, it is due to one of the biggest inventions of the year 2003-4. That was an iPod. iPod basically brought a generational change in how the music industry works. Now, what was the generational change? If I would ask someone, it was not like iPod was the pioneer of bringing music industry and basically making people hear music. No, they were not the pioneers. There existed various things like MP3 player and all. But what was important about Apple? Let me tell you. The best thing about Apple's iPod was that it was 1,000 songs in a size of a matchbox. You can carry 1,000 songs in your pocket. That is what I call a generational change. So basically doing something that already exists, right? Doing something that already getting the better out of something. And music industry did exist. It existed, I don't know, for decades, for centuries, right? But Apple brought a generational change in the customer experience. So it is always about the customer experience that I will focus on. And talking about getting into the league of Billy Bansal and Vijay Shekhar Sharma, I would say that we also have to be very realistic. That getting into the league always feels very good to us as humans. But what my experience in the last 2 years have actually taught me is that 6 years ago, and see, I'm a very blunt guy, and I just speak what is in my heart. So 6 years ago, there was a very big euphoria, and there was lots of excitement about this basic term known as startup, right? So everyone wanted to work in startup, and everyone wanted to be a part of the startup after they saw Paytm's Vijay Shekhar Sharma coming in, Billy Bansal coming in, and all the Bansals and all. But what happened is that out of the 100% that opened the startups, only 1% became successful, and the rest 99% could not succeed. So we also have to realize that whenever we take up a responsibility, whenever we take up a responsibility of opening a company, we should know one thing, that we are also taking the responsibilities of the families who are going to be part of the company.